All right, here we go. Time for another solo overnighter in the woods. And today I'm thinking we camp in an open air shelter. Let's get to it. All right, an open air shelter is exactly what it sounds like. You're going to lay in the open air. It's a form of cowboy camping with a little bit of thought process behind it. You're in an open area like this. The wind's going to blow through here. I want to block the wind in the direction that it flows. Let's say, for example, it's flowing east to west. I want to block that wind on the east, have my bedding right here and my fire out in front of me. This way, when the fire goes this way, it's going to hit that wall behind me, keeping the heat on my body. And again, we're blocking the wind from that direction. So the wind direction is a major factor in this. If it just spirals around, you're kind of screwed. But if you know the general direction, you can block that flow and still stay warm all night. Second thing is bedding. I don't want to just grab a bunch of leaves and just dump on the ground. I want something that where it's a good 1.5 feet high. So when I lay my body on it, it will compress down to 4 to 6 inches, therefore eliminating that conduction or my body's contact with that cold earth, sucking the heat off of me. And it makes for a lot more comfortable night's sleep. So with that thought process, I want to walk around and try to find some type of dead debris, logs, sticks, something I can cut 6 foot in length, and stack them up a good maybe 2.5 feet high. And we'll pin them together the same way we would for a windscreen behind your fire. Then we'll work on our bedding. So on that note, let's get to it. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. The past 4 years, I've shown you builds and configurations that will last from one night all the way up through a month. Think of it like this. Your infamous 2 or 3 day survival scenario turns into a week or 2 or 3. Do you want to start trying to build a shelter on week 2 or 3 when you're dehydrated, have no food, you're messed up in the head, and you're stumbling around trying to get things done? Or would you want to do it when you're fresh? And that's the direction I chose with my channel 4 years ago, and that's what I'm sticking with now. For the most part, 95% of the people who watch, and I mean those that watch all the time, understand that. There's about 3% that don't because they're new, and now I've told you and explained it, so there you go. But there's always that 2% that they know, but they choose to cause problems. One comment that was made was, and what was the word that was used? Oh, elaborate. If pounding in 2 sticks and tying them with an arbor knot, of all things, is elaborate, then you're in for a hard time in the bushcraft and survival community or on YouTube in general. But it wasn't done for that. It wasn't done because they didn't understand. They understood. It was done to derail, discredit, move or shift the spotlight for what I'm doing over to what they're doing in an attempt to discredit me. About 2 or 3 more of these. Let's go for 3 and we'll be in business. Thinking we put this right over here and start getting the rest of these. There we go. Good thing I had this zip hoodie. Ugh. We'll come back to that. Now we'll sandwich our wall together with our elaborate arbor knot, which is nothing more than an overhand knot. Creates a slip loop, and then one more overhand knot to lock it and hold it in place so that it won't go anywhere. Otherwise known as a bushcraft zip tie. And here's our wall or windbreak, and that's not really going to go anywhere. So it's taller than me, like I said, hip height plus my shoulder, and that's exactly what I want. I could even turn and sit up like this, have my fire out in front of me if I wanted to. And if it started to rain, because I didn't account for maybe it might change later on and start actually raining, what I can do is I can actually put my tarp over top of this, and we have a wall, tarp out in front, the rain will roll off over the wall, and we're still nice and dry, hunkered in here. So we want to think about getting off the ground now. I don't want to just grab leaves and throw them down here. I don't want to just bend weeds over here and just toss them on the ground. I want a good high mat, at least about a foot thickness, so when I lay on it, it compresses down to 3 to 4 inches, and I'm off that ground. I'll put this right over here for now and see how much we got. We may have to make about 4 or 5 more trips, but we'll see. And to be honest, this is actually what you're looking for, so probably one more of these and I'll be in business. I mean, this has got to be about 14 inches high, but when I push on it, we go down to about 6 inches. If I laid on it, probably about 4 inches. And that's enough to keep you off that cold ground. And then to wrap this in something, the heat from the fire is going to warm it up. You have a nice, warm, comfortable mattress all night. Yeah, so one more this size and we'll be good. So then what you want to do is just reach in here and adjust your material so there's no lumpy spots in here. And then do the same to that end, and you're actually done. Like I said, we want to go ahead and just adjust this in here. Make sure it's kind of equal all the way around. And there you go. And tuck this in. And there you go. Last thing you want to do here is mark out your fire pit. That's going to be one full step. It could be a small fire, it could be a long fire, whatever you choose. Tonight's going to drop down to like 38 degrees, so I don't need no long 4-foot, 6-foot fire. Something right here in the center, just to keep that heat going this way, and bounce it back on me, and we're good. Let's talk about midweek videos. They're back. They've been back for a while. Most continue to miss. And as a result, you missed 100 Corporals Corner zip hoodies that dropped on, I believe it was Thursday. So it pays off to watch the midweek videos. In addition to that, you missed the video where I made a Frontier skillet. These are the new Corporals Corner Frontier skillets. They're going to be available in the next week or two, along with some spoons. And those are going to be a regular in my shop as well. So look forward to those. So we're going to take our Frontier skillet and we're going to cook some chow. And like I said, you have a long handle so you can hold on to this, and it doubles as a plate as well. So I'm liking this design. This was the design intent. Something small and packable. You can toss it into a haversack, backpack, or day bag, and you're ready to go. Here we go. Look at that. Yes, the bacon's fatty. You know why? Because it's bacon ends, not whole pieces. But look at that. Catch you all in a few. Nothing wrong with bacon and eggs. In this case, bacon ends and eggs. You can eat it for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Now, what's that mean? It means the Etsy store is open. Once again, my Etsy store is open. It's open 7 days a week, but everybody seems to buy things on Sundays. In there, we currently have our cold handle skillets. We have our meat forks. We have Frontier Strikers. We have our regular forks. We have hat patches, bag patches, universal patches, and 100 Corporals Corner zip hoodies just dropped. We dropped 100 on our midweek video, and most missed the video, so you missed that drop. I did that on purpose because those faithful followers and subscribers that watch my videos no matter what the topic is, I wanted them to have first dibs, so you're welcome. Everybody else now, you have 100 that just hit the store. That link is inside my video description box. Click on my Etsy store, and good luck. other than that, I'm thinking about just getting some wood and sticking it on the fire and hitting the rack. So on that note, I can catch you all in the morning. The items that you carry dictate what you can do. Now, I've never been the type of person that says, I'm just going to lay in an open field and hope for the best. I'm not going to do that because the wind's going to whip around, animals can walk in here, and I prefer a fire at night because I want to have minimal clothing and I want to stay warm. So, utilizing a small portable folding saw, we created a windscreen. We're blocking the wind from this direction. You could add a second one behind your fire if you wanted to. We talked about that earlier. The most important thing here is that you're eliminating the conduction. We eliminated convection from the wind here, but conduction when your body's touching the ground. We utilize a simple poncho to create a about 4 to 5 inch thick grass mat. Okay, our body is now off the ground. I don't want to take leaves and just throw them down here. I don't want to take grass, just throw it down here and lay on it, because just moving at night, it's going to spread it around. It could spread it to the fire and be a fire hazard. Although that's minimal in my opinion, your 4 to 6 inch compressed will become 1 inch or nothing from just simply moving around and spreading it everywhere. Okay, so we want to contain it and create an actual mattress, and that's what we did. We started off with 14 inches and it ended up going down to about 4 to 5, somewhere in there. And it's contained and I'm comfortable. Most importantly, the grass has no contact whatsoever with that mud or that earth or that moisture, so it can't transfer, causing it to become soggy and wet. And then that cold, nasty, wet grass is touching the thin poncho, which now touches my body and causes the moisture to wick basically the heat off of my body. I don't want that. My body heat is actually warming this pad up. I can feel the heat underneath me. The fire is doing the same thing in the front here. So if you think about it, all these things are working together as one unit. And that's exactly what you want to do when you prepare for an overnighter or go out somewhere. Minimal gear, but what can I do with that gear? So there's logic behind stuff, and then there's just going out and doing it. So I prefer to think things through in case of the inevitable what if. Lastly, if you're not following me at Corporals Corner on Instagram, Facebook, or on my webpage, corporalaf.com, you might want to. When gear starts dropping, I'm not going to start making videos telling you it's dropping. We're going to put the alerts on Facebook, Instagram, and you're going to get an email at corporalaf.com. So you might want to get on that if you're interested. On that note, let's end this bad boy off. All the gear in my videos can be found on 2 places. 1, my Amazon affiliate page, and 2, my Etsy store. Both links are found inside my description box. Now please do me that favor. Hit that like and subscribe button, then ring that notification bell. Once you ring that bell, please select all notifications. And as always, thank you for your comments, views, and support. Thanks for watching. Get out in the field, have some fun. I'm going to catch you next time.